Good morning. If you are just joining us in the midst of what is a concerning weekend with Hurricane Dorian beating the northern Bahamas, we are live on the scene of a traffic fatality here in the capital on East Bay Street, right adjacent to the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza. This is right next to the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza here on East Bay Street, where a man has been killed, a traffic fatality. He was knocked by a man on a motorbike. And of course, police have cordoned off the area. He was knocked by a motorcycle, we're told. You can see the pedestrian off in the distance has been covered up. The victim with the white sheet over him. You can see some blood stains there where the victim was struck and now lays. A horrible morning this morning as police are on the scene investigating this latest traffic fatality. This is the second traffic fatality in a matter of hours. For those of you who are not yet aware, a traffic fatality was recorded actually in Abaco early this morning, the wee hours of the morning. A male confirmed dead, a few others injured in Abaco. And now here this morning in New Providence, right in front of the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza, a pedestrian, we're told, was struck by a motorcyclist and is dead. Police are on the scene this morning. We understand family members are now arriving, giving information to police of the victim. Also continue, there is someone in police custody who police believe may be responsible. Police have taken him in their care. He is sitting in the rear of this vehicle. You can see the frame of a body right there of a man in the rear of the vehicle who police have taken into custody, perhaps with regard to this incident. Traffic is being diverted through to the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza as motorists are not able to pass on East Bay Street. We're going to give you another angle. This is, of course, a new restaurant, and so we're going to try and give you another angle here. As you can probably see, the suspect right there being taken into custody. Police are investigating. That is the vehicle that may have been also involved right on the curve of East Bay. Another vehicle that was involved in the incident. Police are there investigating. And of course, we're waiting for police to give us further instructions so that we can go down and see the damage and what perhaps may be some more clues for this incident. But police do have a man, as you can see, in the vehicle there. They're taken into custody as a result of this. There's some heavy winds beginning to brew out here. And this is, of course, indicative of what our brothers and sisters are experiencing in the extreme north, Hurricane Dorian, which, by the way, for those who do not know, is now at the maximum in Category 5. Dorian is now a Category 5, the maximum. And our prayers and thoughts while we're here dealing with this tragedy are with our brothers and sisters in the north who are dealing with a Category 5 as that monster storm continues to increase in strength as it slams into Abaco. And what our brothers and sisters in Abaco are experiencing right now are only tropical storm winds. They have not gotten even the hurricane force winds yet, hurricane strength winds of that. And so our prayers and thoughts are with them. So here we are on the scene of this latest fatality. A man struck and killed on the doorsteps, we would say, of the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza. Police are on the scene investigating. A man is in custody in this police vehicle here, who police believe would have been responsible for this incident. There is a vehicle down further on East Bay Street by the curve, and our hearts are with them. I'm going to try and speak a little louder. Some of you are saying you can't hear audio. That's perhaps because of the strong winds here today. We are on the scene for those just joining us. of a traffic fatality. It's the second traffic fatality in a matter of hours here in the country. The first was recorded last night or early this morning in Abaco. Male killed in a car accident, several others injured. They were taken to the clinic, the health care center in Marsh Harbor. And now this morning, another fatality here on East Bay Street, right in front of the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza. A man, we told a pedestrian he was struck. Man killed by accident. Please tune in, yes. And so we are waiting as police continue their investigations. Police officers and investigators are continuing investigations. We see a wrecker truck now being allowed to come through to perhaps retrieve the vehicle. No, you can't go that way. You have to go that way, sir. This is definitely a trying weekend here in the Bahamas. One where we all have to bind and bond together as citizens to be able to be each other's keepers and supporters. That is the head of the Police Traffic Division, Chief Superintendent Craig Stubbs. He's going to be updating us momentarily on this matter. And once he is ready to update us, we will be able to bring to you his update in a few seconds. They are talking to relatives on the scene. We're going to take you a little closer and get some footage of the vehicle that we believe is involved in this incident. Police has given us the all clear to get some footage, and so we're going to take you down there to get footage. As you can see off in the distance, a shoe of the victim. Obviously, in the distance, two shoes, as you can see over the barricade, two shoes of the victim. The victim is just beyond this wall here. But out of respect and dignity, we won't go any closer to show you the victim. But the victim is right over there. Whereas we're headed down on East Bay to get you another shot of the incident and the accident. And of course, the victim laying off in the distance there. Shoes off. The victim lays there. As we head now to show you the vehicle. This is how far the vehicle went after hitting the victim. We're walking past Scotiabank Well Center for all your financial needs. Wild Time Restaurant. And we're going to head down to where this vehicle would have. It appears that this vehicle crashed into a wall, which is perhaps maybe why the vehicle would have stopped. We do see some road markings here that police have marked. And it appears the vehicle would have crashed into this wall. So it appears, I think there is a motorbike also involved in this. So we're going to try and get the information for you as it's coming in very sketchy. That is the vehicle obviously involved in this incident. As well, as you can see, it's very much damaged. It looks as though this vehicle would have crashed into the wall while trying to leave the area. You would have seen it's quite some distance to where the victim lays. And you can tell that this vehicle, perhaps after hitting the victim, tried to leave the scene and reportedly crashed. We will wait for the official report from police in a few minutes to tell us exactly what happened. Crashed into the wall of this residence right here called Folly. And we can see the debris from the crash on the ground. It's right opposite the UBS building, right before East Villa, is where this vehicle would have slammed into a wall You can see the wall, and this pole would have been hit as well. This pole would have been hit and mashed, and of course we can see evidence of this vehicle slamming into the wall. Also seeing parts of the engine on the floor. Parts of the engine on the floor. We see an umbrella on the inside. Airbags have been deployed. Right now, all of the information that we are giving you is preliminary until police confirms it. All of the information that we are giving you regarding this incident is preliminary. You will get the confirmation from police once they update us. We are giving you information that has been preliminarily given to us. And once we would have spoken to police in a few minutes, you will get the official statement as to what has happened here. As you can see, the windshield smashed in as well. On the inside of the vehicle, the make and model of this vehicle, Volvo V50. Airbags deployed. The front of this vehicle seriously damaged. All of this taking place at this residence called Folly. And we see here where the wrecker truck is going to now try and remove this vehicle from the middle of the road so that this busy thoroughfare can be reopened. We're going to head back down where we're expected to be briefed by the traffic chief, Chief Superintendent Craig Stubbs, where we expect him to update us on the particulars surrounding this incident today. We're going to head back down. Of course, police are trying to, as quickly as possible, complete this investigation so that they can reopen East Bay Street, which is a busy road. Right now, traffic is being diverted through Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza. And they've been on the scene perhaps shortly after 8. We'll get the exact time during the briefing in a few minutes, when we'll also confirm what transpired. But for those just joining, as we prepare to get the briefing from police, we can tell you this is the latest traffic fatality, the second one in a matter of hours. The first one occurring in Abaco overnight during the early hours of the morning. An accident involving 2 vehicles, we're told. 1 man succumbed to the incident, and several others were taken to the clinic in Marsh Harbor. Then early this morning, we're told a man was struck and killed here in front of the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza. You would have just seen the vehicle that police believe would have been responsible for the incident. We're told a driver is in police custody. The police car that you see in your rear view is the vehicle where the man taken into custody is sitting in. And over to my left, the victim body lies there as the undertaker now comes to prepare his body to be removed. The victim is a male. We don't have any particulars on the age or anything at this time. However, we do know that family members were on the scene and talking with police. And so we anticipate that we will have a little more information in a few minutes. when police begin their official update. But this is the latest happening right here in front of Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza, in front of the First Caribbean, CIBC First Caribbean Bank. The undertakers are now preparing to remove the body that is just behind this wall. Chief Superintendent Craig Stubbs on the scene. He will be updating us momentarily. He's overseeing this process to ensure that the victim is secured, the remains of this victim is secured and removed. As this is happening, our neighbors, our brothers and sisters in the north are preparing perhaps something they've never experienced before. The strongest on the Saffir-Simpson scale. A Category 5 hurricane preparing to slam into Abaco and Grand Bahama today. Our thoughts and prayers are with our brothers and sisters on those islands and islands near them that are being impacted. We've already gotten reports of the seriousness of that storm, and yet hurricane force winds have not even arrived to that area yet. Our thoughts and prayers with them. And of course, we will be bringing you continued coverage throughout the day on Eyewitness News of that storm. You can stay on our Facebook page where, of course, we have reports coming in throughout the day of what's happening in the north. But here in New Providence, a man's life snuffed out after he was hit by a vehicle. And he's now being prepared to be taken away from this spot. His shoes right behind the undertaker's vehicle. Investigators are getting final shot. The person's body is intact. And final pictures are being taken by investigators who are clearly trying to ensure that all of their due diligence is done. And of course, Chief Stubbs will update us as soon as he is done ensuring that the remains of this victim has been preserved. See final preparations by the undertaker as he zips up the body bag of the victim. This is the second fatality in a matter of hours, one taking place in Abaco early this morning, and now this one here in the capital. Police have taken into custody who they believe to be the driver of the vehicle responsible. He is sitting in the police car right there. Investigators continue to investigate. The latest fatality. A man struck by a vehicle and dies. Our thoughts and prayers are with him. Some family members are on the scene. As you can see, they have gathered to the left of the police car. They were earlier talking to police, giving them information. And now police have called in the undertakers to remove the remains. And then we expect to be updated formally by police. We're now beginning to feel some sprinkles of rain. As you can expect, the weather will be deteriorating throughout the day as Hurricane Dorian makes its way into the northern Bahamas. Police making markings where the victim body was hit. It will be very interesting to find out how this accident took place, because you can see this victim body landed behind this wall. So it'll be interesting to find out whether the victim is hit by the vehicle driving through the shopping plaza or actually on this main road. And if he was hit on this main road, it would mean that most likely the victim body would have been hit over this wall, this barricade, landing on the side. So very interesting to find out what happened. I'd like you to stay tuned today. We will be broadcasting live throughout the day and this evening with Hurricane Dorian, with our team of reporters in the northern Bahamas. They will be broadcasting live. So stay tuned to this network throughout the day. The body is now being wheeled off into the undertaker's vehicle. His shoes right there by on the ground. And evidence of clothing, obviously, that he may have perhaps had. The shoes placed in the vehicle as well. Police are now preparing to update us. For all updates regarding Hurricane Dorian, you can check our page, the same page throughout the day. We will have live reports on this page throughout the day, live press conferences. All of our live broadcasts on channel 224 will be aired here as well on Facebook. So this is this place you may want to remain throughout the day for hurricane coverage. We're now preparing to receive an update from head of the Police Traffic Division, Chief Superintendent Greg Stubbs.
Getting ready to address it. Shortly after 8 a.m. this morning, the police control room reported to the police traffic department of a traffic accident where a male user was struck by a vehicle. Officers responded from the traffic division to confirm the accident. Once they met EMS personnel, he was diagnosed that individual and said he had since succumbed as a result of the injuries he had received. Our initial investigations and from the account from the eyewitness, the male was walking east along the East Bay corridor on the southern side of the corridor when a burgundy colored vehicle would have struck him and continued driving along that corridor in the eastern direction. That vehicle then collided into a utility pole and into a residential wall, where the driver made some attempts to leave the scene. We want to say thanks to the security personnel who were employed at the local shopping center here, who would have retained that individual till the police would have arrived. For more indication, the vehicle received significant damages. It's support our theory that based on what we see as a result of the injuries received for the individual, it supports our theory that the blunt force trauma, we can see, to the head and the upper torso.
Could charges possibly be filed as a result of this attempt to leave the scene?
Most definitely, based on what we're seeing thus far and from our independent witness, there are charges that can be drafted as a result of this incident.
We see his body obviously on the other side of the wall. So he was hit on the main road, and
once he was struck from the big gather, he would have then catapulted himself. The vehicle catapulted him over the wall into the surface of the parking of the shopping center.
Did weather play a factor?
Definitely not. We are here standing up, and there's no issues with weather.
Any other factors? Alcohol?
That is yet to be determined. From here, we now we do our investigation continue, where we will have the driver of that vehicle be examined by a medical practitioner, who will determine whether or not he was either driving under influence, medication, or some other drugs, or whatever the case may be.
Do you believe this was an accident or perhaps a targeted attempt?
From all indication, I think it's an accident. Based on the witness account of what happened, it's an accident. Based on the point of impact here with the male road users and the utility pole and the wall, from all indication is an accident.
What is the general age of the driver?
We can say he's in his early 40s. From what we can see so far, from what we gather so far from our own intelligence, he's about in his early 40s.
And the victim?
We cannot yet be determined.
Are you able to give us some information? We know there's another fatality in Abaco early this morning. What can you tell us about that?
What we can say as relates to the matter in Abaco, we know there was two vehicles traveling in the same direction on the Ernestine Highway shortly after midnight in Abaco when there was collision. As a result of the collision, the driver of one of the vehicles died on scene. The remaining occupants of the second vehicle, they were transported to the local medical facility. They were all treated with non-life-threatening injuries.
What do you want to say to people, particularly in the northern Bahamas, with this storm traveling, who may try and make attempts to either move or leave? It's obviously very dangerous on the road.
Well, preparation was the plan pending the storm. We encourage the persons, if you have not done so, to evacuate the area. If you think you're going to have flooding in those areas, evacuate, go to a shelter. And that is the outcry from all government officials, and especially in the police department here in Nassau.
Thank you very much, sir. Chief Superintendent Craig Stubbs updating the media on this latest fatality, and also the one in Abaco that happened shortly around midnight. Of course, we will continue to follow this story and investigate this as it becomes available to you. We also want to remind you to stay tuned to our Facebook page, this network, throughout the day for updates from our team of reporters, Janelle Longley in Grand Bahama, Theo Seeley, who is indeed in Abaco. They will be providing live reports throughout the entire day as Hurricane Dorian makes its way to those islands. We will bring those reports to you. We will be on the air with press conferences here in the capital of Nima, press conferences with the Prime Minister. Any activity that's happening, we've got you covered with our team of reporters throughout the northern Bahamas. We will keep you covered on our Facebook page. We're trying to see if we can get one final glimpse for you of the suspect who would have obviously been taken into police custody, who police believe may be responsible for this incident. As we tell you, he is in this police vehicle awaiting to be transferred for further questioning tonight. This morning. We invite you to all, please stay tuned, but to be safe in the capital. There's a lot happening in and around our country this weekend, and it is important for you to be safe as we go about our duties today. To please be safe as we go along. Morning, gentlemen. Any of you knew the victim? Okay. Over there is his son. Obviously, they haven't let him see in the body. Okay. And so we'll see if obviously we don't want to mess with the family of victims right at this point. Allow them time to deal with it and to grieve. We'll bring you updates throughout the day. Please stay tuned to this station and this network as we give you complete coverage. For now, I'm Clint Watson on the scene. Have a great morning.